amongst our team there.
All three of us live right on the river.
Pretty neat. It was good.
Thank you.
Representative Bryan, congratulations on your first shot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you did, huh, Mark?
I
Good.
did. Went down to the racetrack today. And
Placed a bet and then got a.
Place to bed.
bet on the horses.
Hey, guys, the first one's easy. The second one is interesting.
Did that you
I'm
ever?
getting my second one tomorrow.
Ah.
Yeah.
I couldn't even lift my arm the next day.
Anyway, how we doing? We got good numbers?
I think we're all set.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we're set to go.
Good. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Committee on Transportation. Pleased to have you with us. This meeting, just so you'll know, is live streamed on committee's YouTube channel. All participants via Zoom are seen and heard if the mic is on. So remember, speakers must be recognized before speaking. The meeting is also recorded and available on the committee's YouTube after the meeting is concluded, of course. This is a work session, so this is the time for the committee to talk about the various bills scheduled for today. It's not a public hearing. Committee members may ask to have certain people come forth and offer some information, and that's certainly acceptable. All the votes we take must be visually verifiable on Zoom, and we will do our usual procedure in that category. I'm going to ask the committee members to introduce themselves, and we'll start with Senator Brad Farren. Good afternoon, Senator Farren.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Brad Farren. I live in Norwich Walk and represent Senate District 3, which is the majority of Somerset County and the town of Rome in Kennebec County.
Thank you, sir. Senator Chipman. No?
Not here yet.
Representative Wayne Perry.
Thank you, Senator Diamond. My name's Wayne Perry. I represent House District 10, which covers Arundel, Dayton, and most of Lyman. And maybe some of you don't know that Senator Diamond was my 5th grade principal.
I was a very young principal at the time.
I've known Senator Diamond for a while.
Thank you for that. Representative Lynn Williams.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Lynn Williams. I live in Bar Harbor. I represent House District 135, which includes Bar Harbor, Mount Desert, and Lemoyne.
Thank you. Representative Dustin White. Not here. Representative Mike Perkins.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Thank you. I'm a Representative Mike Perkins. I represent District Number 77, Oakland and Sydney.
Thank you, sir. Representative Mark Bryant.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Mark Bryant. I represent House District 24, part of the town of Wyndham. Welcome.
Thank you. Representative Bruce White.
Hi, yes, thank you, Senator. I am Representative Bruce White from Waterville, District 109.
Representative Tom Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Tom Martin. I represent House District 57, which is the towns of Greene and Sabattis.
Sure. Representative Kevin O'Connell.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Kevin O'Connell, District 128, well over 90% of the city of Brewer.
Very nice. Representative Rich Sebra.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. I am Representative Rich Sebra. I represent District 68, 11 towns of Naples, so all the Christian Parsonsfield.
Thank you. Representative Sebra, just to know, you had a little trouble with the audio, so we might take a peek at that. We now Representative House Chair, Danny Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. My name is Danny Martin. I represent House 150, located in northern Worcester County.
And it's a nice day way up there, yes?
It's a gorgeous day in Worcester County.
Nice. I'm Senator Bill Diamond, Senate Chair, and I live in Wyndham, and my Senate district is 26. I think Senator Chipman has joined us.
Yes, thank you, Senator Ben Chipman. I represent Senate District 27, which is part of the city of Portland.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else, Darlene, that we missed initially? Think not. Want to also recognize our analyst, Sam Prower, and also our committee clerk, Darlene Simino. Thank you both for all the work you do. It's now, any announcements, Chairman Martin, that you have that we want to start with?
No, I guess we're all set, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. We have 6 bills, as we all know, all basically on the same topic. We at Chairs and Leads had been talking about this, and we got a couple ideas, but we want to bounce them. Obviously, any decisions made will be made by the committee. But we had a couple thoughts, which I'll share with you, and the other 3 jump in anytime if I miss something. The idea is, we got this idea from one of the bills about the study, the proposed study that all started with the $12.50, and that's been around a long time. And so we were thinking that maybe that we should take a look at that. It hasn't been looked at for some time. We also tossed around the idea that, maybe it's time to do a little further study on the whole process. We think that that's probably been missing, and it'd be nice to have some substantiated type of data to look at. This isn't an emergency kind of bills, so that something we can look at. We have time. And so the idea is, since most of these, in fact, all of these are about the same topic, we would maybe pull out a bill that we could use for a study, which would include the fees as well as other things. And so we tossed that around a while, and that seemed to get quite a lot of traction. The bill we thought that, just for your consideration, that we might look at would be Representative Sebra's bill, because he's been around longer than anybody. And he's thought it might be a good idea to use that as any type of vehicle we want it to be. He's been on the committee seriously a long time and put a lot of years in. We could use that one. And so the other idea was that maybe it would be smart to, if the committee decides to move in this direction, to actually have members of our committee form a subcommittee to take a look at what a study would look like, as opposed to making the assumption that, we all know, because we all have different ideas. And if we had 3 or 4 people that would be willing to spend some time over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then report back to the full committee on how the study might look, and then the committee can decide if they even want to do a study. But that would be a kind of an interim step to make sure that we do this slow, methodically, and that we get a chance to include everything. So that's kind of what the Chairs and Leads tossed around, and I would ask Chairman Martin and Senator Farren and Representative Perkins, and then what your all thoughts on those things are, and we'll take a peek.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think that's a brilliant idea. And I think we're looking at asking 4 volunteers, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. And I think the bill that we were looking at, since Representative Sebra has 2 pieces of legislation, I think we're looking at LD 284 for your consideration that we could use. Obviously and clearly, we change the title once we move forward with a piece of legislation. And for the members who I hope will volunteer, we would, the chairs and the leads would probably give you a task and a description as to exactly what you would be studying, so to help you along. And I'm sure with your aides and other folks in the system, I think it'd be great. So Senator Farren, you had a comment.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. I think that's important that we talk about what the desired outcome of this subcommittee is, because we looked at a lot of different things, right? To the fee structure and the frequency and the inspection manual. And I know we've heard some things about the rental fleet piece of it. And I think, and maybe if this group gets together, there might be some things we haven't even heard of yet. That's why I think we want to take a little time for folks to kind of kick the tires and look under the hood, we'll keep it transportation, to come up with some suggestions on what this subcommittee would consist of.
Thank you. Representative Perkins, did you, excuse me, did you have a thought on this as well?
Exact same thing. I think it's a brilliant idea. Thank you for coming out with it, and it just, I think if we do this, it'll be very fair and done very well.
Representative Williams, you had a thought?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I agree. There are so many aspects of all of these bills. And I would be pleased to be on the committee if I'm asked. And, I think, as I mentioned in the public hearing, or our discussion after that I sort of represent a group that doesn't drive very much. And so I want to make sure that that's included in whatever analysis we do. Thank you.
Thank you. So we can take you as a volunteer? Perfect. Representative White, Bruce White.
Hi, yes, thank you, Senator Diamond. And I think it's a great way to, move these in a good way. And I also would like to throw my name out as being interested in the committee. I followed these closely, when they were up in my last, session, last term, and very interested in this topic. I have a lot of friends in this area, mechanics, and I know a lot of owners of garages. So I'd be very interested in helping out and volunteering if you need me.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we can put you down as a volunteer.
Mr. Chair, I believe Representative Kevin O'Connell might also be interested.
Yep, we'll get right to him. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Representative Perry, Wayne Perry.
Yeah, my only thought on it was versus having it one big omnibus bill. We keep saying all 6 of these bills are the same. 5 are the same and 1 has to do with the fee structure. I'm wondering if we should keep Representative Sebra's bill for all the stuff directly around the inspection and when we should do it and stuff like that, and have the fee structure as a separate one. I think it got real confusing at the public hearing. We're against all of them. Why would somebody be against the study to look at it? So I think that, in my opinion, I'll go along with whatever the committee wants to do, but I really think the fee structure, and that's something, if we kept both those bills out, maybe we could come up with some language on the fee structure that the committee would be, interested in doing. I just think that, for these stations, they're losing money every single time they do a sticker. We can't say, well, when they get the work, they make money. Well, we don't want them to try to get work. We want them to make sure the cars are safe. And I think if a station is losing $10 or $15 every single time they do a sticker, then that's a problem. We haven't changed it in 20 years. I just think they're 2 different issues. I totally agree with looking at, exactly what we should do on the sticker side. But I'm kind of, I really think that we get a lot of businesses out there that I think we're forcing to lose money. And I think that that's, to me, is a separate issue than the frequency of stickers. I've got ideas on what we should do there, plus and minus, but the fee structure, we're forcing these businesses to lose money, and either allow them to charge more, no set price or whatever, and have them, this is just kind of spitballing here, force them, if they charge more than the $12.50 or the $18.50, they have to put it on the outside of their building that they charge more. And we charge X for a sticker, 25, 35, whatever. And they have to advertise if they're going to charge more than the set price. Some new car dealers don't charge anything, but that's usually because they're new cars they're doing, or are a year or two old and the people have been in for 3 oil changes, in between the sticker times. So, they've been in and up on the left, and if there's issues, they find it or something. But that's my thought on it. I think they're just two totally different issues, and I don't like it, said these 6 bills are all the same, because they're really not.
Okay, thank you, Representative. That sounds like a volunteer speaking. Is that true? Representative Perry, you going to volunteer? It sounded like you were volunteering.
I mean, it depends on what we're doing. I mean, it's.
We'll clear that up.
Yeah,
Understand that, I know you know this, that the committee, even if they chose one bill, can assign anything to the agenda of that study. So we have that option, but I hear what you're saying, for sure. Representative O'Connell.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Yeah, I'd be willing to participate in that study also.
Excellent. Thank you for that. That's really, I was wondering if we're going to get many volunteers. Thank you for that. Representative Danny Martin.
Well, Mr. Chair, no, I was also going to request that Representative Wayne Perry be a volunteer. I think he'd be a good candidate. Hopefully we can get another Republican to serve on this as well. Regarding Representative Perry's thoughts on 2 separate bills, I think we could just take 284, have the committee members who are interested in a particular initiative or study contact our legislative analysts, and then we'll just craft something where the 2 chairs would appoint the subcommittee and specifically ask them to study certain initiatives that you folks would decide, rather than having 2 bills.
Yeah, thank you, Representative Martin. Yeah, we can accomplish what Representative Perry was talking about. And I think it's an excellent point that we have 2 kind of issues here that they're separate. So I think we can do that. But anyway, we'll get back to that for sure. Senator Chipman.
Thank you. Yeah, so just to Representative Perry's point about the fees, I mean, the fees are one thing and the frequency of inspections or whether to have inspections are a separate thing. I could go either way on whether we look at those together in one study or have them in separate bills, but I would say that the fee is, if we raise the fee, it's kind of like raising a tax. It's something everybody has to pay, and I think we need to be mindful of that, that people of different income levels across the state are going to be paying it, whatever it is. I wouldn't support having it be up to the garages to set whatever they want. I think it should be set by the state. It's something we require people to do, and we don't want people to be taken advantage of. So it should be the same for everybody. But I'd be hesitant to raise it too much, if at all. And I just had a very elaborate discussion with my auto mechanic the other day. You happened to see this stuff on the news, and he had some great ideas around the frequency. And he talked about how old cars are, and if the car is less than 5 years or 6 years old, that maybe it's only inspected every 2 years, but once it gets to be 5 or 6 years, he really emphasized inspecting them every year because of the things that can happen in the course of a year on cars, especially in Maine with all the salt on the roads and the rust and stuff like that. So he's someone who's very, very fair-minded. I've been going to him for 15 years, and I trust him, and I think his judgment is right on that. So I'd be happy to be part of a study group if we have one. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator Chipman. Sam, you had a comment.
Thanks, Senator Diamond. I didn't want to cut off Representative Seaver, though, if he's got something to
Go
say.
ahead. We're going to get right up to Representative Seaver. Go ahead.
Okay. The only thing I had a question is I just have heard a couple different things it sounds like thrown around. Are you as the committee considering doing a subcommittee this session and then seeing whether you would like to go forward with a study, or are you talking about putting a study together as a resolve this session and then report back for next session?
Let me tell you what we had talked about and whatever the committee wants to do. What we had talked about is having a subcommittee of this committee spend some time over the next 2 or 3 weeks to decide what the study would look like.
Okay.
Then come back and share that with the full committee. And then the full committee, if they decided they wanted to proceed, we would have tabled LD 284, and then we could use that bill as the study, and that would have to be approved, of course. So essentially, the study would be over the summer and the fall and reporting back at the next session. But the purpose of the subcommittee is primarily to kind of set the structure up, set the parameters, what a study would look like, come back and share that with the full committee.
Wait, that makes sense. I just wanted to make sure I was clear. And just remind the committee that, so if you're gonna have a subcommittee with 3 or more legislators, those are public meetings, and I'm available to staff those and set them up for you and do all the coordination, just like a normal committee meeting.
Excellent. Yes, we went through that with the Blue Ribbon Commission as well. We really appreciate you bringing that forward too. Representative Seabrook.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think a study is a great way to proceed. I think we've got enough data. I don't know if the committee is aware, but we can look at main data, as well as there's a national study that should be out in June or July that looks at this issue sort of from a higher global look at all 50 states. And I think they're going to be looking at the states that the dozen states or so that have gone from inspection to non-inspection in the last decade to see if there is a public safety issue there. But yeah, I think there's a lot to look at in this committee. Happy to help the committee, the subcommittee, any way you want. And I think the discussion needs to be had. I mean, the reason I have been submitting these bills since the 123rd is that this needs to be something that the committee discusses, because as vehicles change in their nature, the process can't be sort of stuck in the 70s. So happy to help the committee and the subcommittee in any way we can.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Representative Martin, Tom Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would volunteer to sit on that committee.
Well, thank you. Excellent. Other thoughts from committee members regarding the concept of a subcommittee of our committee, spending the next 2 or 3 weeks meeting, whatever you have to do, come back with a structure recommendation for the full committee. Any other thoughts on that? Senator Farren.
Yeah, I don't want to belabor the point, but I do want to respond to Representative Perry's thoughts about, 5 bills being the same and 1 different. Is that I hear what he's saying, but what I've wrapped my head around with this study is, why would we want to study raising the fees if we got another group studying, looking at the overall inspection system? And it could be that it comes back that you do it every 2 years or 5 or whatever, that could impact the fee structure. So that's why I had my head wrapped around, kind of coalescing for all of these to be all together and looking at the entire package. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Yeah, I mean, we can, as I said, we can design this any way we want, and we can definitely include that fee structure along with whatever else we decide to do as a committee. Representative Martin.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Question to the committee members. Would the committee members feel comfortable in authorizing the chairs to determine the size of the subcommittee and make the appointments? Would that be something that you would concur with?
Can I just add an amendment to that? Are you suggesting we would do it from those who have offered, who have volunteered?
Yes. However, I think we've got like 5 or 6 volunteers, potentially 5. So I think we need to determine what size committee we want.
Yeah, I hear you. We have actually, we've got, I have 7 that volunteered.
I think you're right.
We can, if the committee agrees, we can pick 4 of those, or if somebody is really adamantly, you want to serve on it, we can make that happen too, I suspect. But yeah, what are the any thoughts from the committee on Representative Martin's thought? Any direction you want to give us?
Senator?
Yes, Representative.
Senator?
Yes, Representative Seabrook.
Yeah, I think 6 is probably, I mean, we've had some of these motor vehicle subcommittees in the past where half a dozen is a good number. did we hear a senator volunteering, or was it all just House members?
We had Senator Chipman offered. He gave his offer to do it. That would, he would be number 7.
Cool. I think 6 or 7 is a very reasonable number. Anything bigger than that becomes a bit unwieldy. And I think it sounds like we've got a good spread from the half a dozen or so from across the island, across the state. So I think that 7 with the senator there would be great. I don't think any small. I think 4 might be too small. And I think anything bigger than 6 or 7 will be too big. And in the past, half a dozen or so is always a good number that we've used.
And if we gave you like 3 or 4 weeks, what is that a sufficient time? Again, we're not under the gun here for time because we're going to carry this and have a full study on it anyway. But does that give the committee enough time, the subcommittee, to work if we're going to say 3 weeks, three weeks out?
Since you're asking, I think so. I think 3 weeks would probably be plenty. And then if we determine the direction, then move that study to report back. I'd say, you don't want to say January, but maybe mid-session, maybe end of February or March 1st next year is a good time frame. Anyway, give us a chance to get all the ducks in a row. Yep.
Sam.
Well, this can be talked about when you actually draft the study. If you draft a study, I do want to remind everyone that I think second regulars are shorter sessions. I think they statutory adjourn in April. So just keep that in mind.
Very good. So we have 7. Should we proceed with that, or would you like to have anything else? I mean, we've got a good group here, good cross section. Representative Martin, Danny.
No, I think that's fine. The one thing that I would ask for the subcommittee members, the 7 subcommittee members, to contact our analyst, contact Sam, and to indicate to him what you all individually would want to be included in a study. Then we'll proceed accordingly.
And that's a good point. And Sam can set up the meetings for the full group and the Zoom meetings. So that'll be good. So we have Representative Williams, Representative Bruce White, Representative Wayne Perry, Representative Kevin O'Connell, Senator Ben Chipman, Representative Rich Sebra, and Representative Tom Martin. So that's a good group, a lot of experience there and some new eyes, as somebody had said earlier in our chairs and leads meeting. So that if we proceed with that, then we would be also have to at some point have a motion to carry over LD 284, since that would be the vehicle. And now the next question is, we ought not to pass on the other 5. And I just want to make sure everybody's comfortable with that. We'd have to do those one at a time and make sure those votes are taken. But is there anybody who has a concern about doing that? Is Representative Martin? I'm sorry, I thought your hand was up, but it was actually, it was Representative Perry. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go along with what the committee wants to do. I just think we got separate issues here, and I think we should have both bills, but that's me.
Okay, we'll make sure that happens, Representative Perry, that's not excluded, and it is included as a specific for the study. All right, so we will proceed. I guess the thing we need to do now is to deal with LD 284 in terms of a carryover. Senator Farren.
So I'll make sure I get the right term, because we want to know what it is exactly we're going to carry over for the next session on the study or whatever. We need to give the 3 weeks for the subcommittee to come back. So I'm going to make a motion now that we table 284 until we hear back from the.
Motion been made and seconded to table LD 284. We need to have a vote, Darlene.
Yes. Okay, Senator Diamond.
Yes.
Representative Martin.
Yes.
Representative Perry.
Yes.
Representative Williams.
Yes.
Representative Dustin White.
Oh, hang on.
I know, I see you. Well,
Yes.
okay. Senator Chipman,
Yes.
Senator Farren,
Yes.
Representative Perkins,
Yes.
Representative Bryant,
Yes.
Representative Bruce White,
Yes.
Representative Tom Martin,
Yes.
Representative O'Connell,
Yes.
and Representative Seabra.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion to table prevails, unanimous vote. Now, what we'll do is we can, let's go through the other bills, and then we need to give direction for the subcommittee to do their work in a general timeframe. So why don't we go right to LD 431? It's an act to repeal the requirement that certain motor vehicles be inspected. We are now open for work session of LD 431. Yes, Senator Farren.
Make a motion of ought not to pass for LD 431.
Motion is ought not to pass. Is there a second?
Second, Mike Perkins.
Second, Mike Perkins. Thank you. Discussion. Senator Chipman.
Yes, so are we gonna vote down most of these bills, to keep one of them alive for the results of the study group?
We
Is that
just
the-
did. We just tabled LD 284.
Okay, so we're just gonna use 284 as the vehicle for the results of the study group?
That's correct.
And that'll be anything regarding fees and anything regarding the frequency of inspections?
It'll be anything the committee decides wants to be studied.
Okay. Great.
Representative Danny Martin.
No, I'm just going to, again, repeat what I said earlier. For those 7 subcommittee members, I would ask that you seriously consider contacting our analyst, indicating to him which initiative or which area we should be studying, and then we'll go from there.
Yep, thank you, Representative Martin. Okay, any other discussion on LD 431? Representative Perry?
Yeah, just real quick. I mean, I think that's something that we should be doing as the committee right now, all of us. If there's an issue, the individual committee members shouldn't be doing that. That should be, we should agree on X, Y, and Z, and then Sam knows today.
We're gonna deal with that, and if we just get through these bills, and then we'll go right back to that subcommittee. So LD 431, the motion's been made ought not to pass. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, Darlene?
Senator Diamond,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Perry,
Yes.
Representative Williams,
Yes.
Representative Dustin White,
Yes.
Senator Chipman,
Yes.
Senator Farren,
Yes.
Representative Perkins,
Yes.
Representative Bryant,
Yes.
Representative Bruce White,
Yes.
Representative Tom Martin,
Yes.
Representative O'Connell,
Yes.
and Representative Seabra.
Yes.
Motion ought not to pass prevails with unanimous vote. Close the work session on that bill, 431. Open up the work session on Bill LD 490, an act to eliminate certain motor vehicle inspections in the state of Maine. Motion, Senator Farren.
Make a motion of ought not to pass for LD 490.
Second.
Motion is made, ought not to pass, 490. It's been seconded. Discussion. Representative Williams. I'm sorry, you came. Any discussion on LD 490? Motion ought not to pass. Seeing none, Darlene?
Senator Diamond,
Yes?
Representative Martin,
Yes.
Representative Perry,
Yes.
Representative Williams,
Yes.
Representative Dustin White,
Yes.
Senator Chipman,
Yes.
Senator Farren,
Yes.
Representative Perkins,
Yes.
Representative Bryant,
Yes.
Representative Bruce White,
Yes.
Representative Tom Martin,
Yes.
Representative O'Connell,
Yes.
and Representative Seabra.
Yes.
Motion ought not to pass prevails, unanimous vote. Thank you. We'll close the work session on that bill. We'll now open up the work session on LD 7 12, an act to eliminate the requirement for an inspection for non-commercial vehicles less than 20 years old. Is there a motion? Representative Senator Farren. Oh, you're
muted.
You're muted. Do it again, Senator Farren.
That doesn't happen very often. Make a motion of ought not to pass on LD 712.
Second, Mike Perkins.
And was there a second?
Second.
Second, Senator Chipman. Discussion. Seeing none. Darlene?
Senator Diamond,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Perry,
Yes.
Representative Williams,
Yes.
Representative Justin White,
Yes.
Senator Chipman,
Yes.
Senator Farren, Senator Farren, you're muted.
Yes, I'm paying attention.
Okay. Representative Perkins,
Yes.
Representative Bryant,
Yes.
Representative Bruce White,
Yes.
Representative Tom Martin,
Yes.
Representative O'Connell,
Yes.
and Representative Seabrook.
Yes.
Motion ought not to pass, prevails, unanimous vote. We'll close the work session on that bill. We'll now open up the work session on 565, an act to study the fee structure for motor vehicle inspections as it relates to the viability of inspection stations. Motion, Senator Farren.
Make a motion of ought not to pass on LD 565.
Second.
Motion is ought not to pass and seconded. Discussion. Senator Farren, did you have a discussion? Are you still up?
Just
Anybody?
didn't lower my hand.
No problem. Any discussion? Seeing none. Darlene?
Senator Diamond,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Perry. Representative Perry,
Yes.
Representative Williams,
Yes.
Representative Dustin White,
Yes.
Senator Chipman,
Yes.
Senator Farren,
Yes.
Representative Perkins,
Yes.
Representative Bryant,
Yes.
Representative Bruce White,
Yes.
Representative Tom Martin,
Yes.
Representative O'Connell,
Yes.
and Representative Seabrook.
Yes.
Motion ought not to pass on LD 565 prevails, unanimous vote. We'll close the work session on 565. We'll open the work session on LD 354, an act to require motor vehicle inspections every 2 years. Motion,
Make a motion of ought not to pass on LD 354.
Second.
motion is ought not to pass and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none. Darlene?
Senator Diamond,
Yes.
Representative Danny Martin,
Yes.
Representative Wayne Perry,
Yes.
Representative Williams,
Yes.
Representative Dustin White,
Yes.
Senator Chipman,
Yes.
Senator Farren,
Yes.
Representative Perkins,
Yes.
Representative Bryant,
Yes.
Representative Bruce White,
Yes.
Representative Tom Martin,
Yes.
Representative O'Connell,
Yes.
and Representative Seabrook.
Yes.
Motion ought not to pass prevails. We'll close the public hearing on LD 354. Now let's go back to the creation of a subcommittee. I think Representative Perry has raised a good point. That is, we want to make sure that the subcommittee A is, if we're going to create them, and that's what we're going to decide right now, do we create the subcommittee? And number two, we want to make sure that we at least give them some general direction on what we want done, and then report back to us as a subcommittee to the full committee. We first should start with a motion of creating the subcommittee. We have that motion, Senator Chipman.
Yes, I would make a motion that we create the subcommittee to look at the main inspection sticker law. And I would propose that the committee examine 3 areas. One, if inspection stickers should continue to be required in Maine? If so, 2, the frequency that the inspection stickers inspections would be done on vehicles, and 3, to look at the fee structure, the fees that are charged for inspection stickers, and report findings back to the Committee on Transportation.
I would second that. Be happy to second that.
Motion's made and seconded. The motion is to create a subcommittee, and they would be looking in general at areas in terms of frequency, the fee structure, and the requirement thereof. Other things we want to include. I don't want to shut off. I don't want to be too restrictive on the subcommittee, because all they're doing is coming back with a recommendation to the full committee. So I want to make sure that we're inclusive and give them the Representative Perry.
Or we can add to that motion, or anything else pertaining to the sticker issue. So
Well,
it kind of opens it. If somebody comes up with an idea or something like that, it kind of leaves some openings.
Are you offering that as a friendly amendment?
Sure.
Would Senator Chipman, would you accept that friendly amendment?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. And the second, would you accept that? The person who made the second, I didn't write your name down.
Yeah, that's me. Yep, sounds great.
All right, very good. So Sam, you got that? You got that? The content of the motion?
Yes, Senator Diamond, I got it. And if you want me to read it back to you guys, I can.
Hold on, Sam. Mr. Chair?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I believe Senator Farren had another topic that he wanted to include in the subcommittee. That was concerning rentals or something, Senator Farren?
Well, I think Representative Martin, and I know you've had some of those conversations too. I think if they look at the fee structure and the frequency, it will encompass that.
Great.
Okay, you're comfortable with that then? Thank you, Representative Martin, for catching.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
So Sam, yes, please read it back for the full committee.
All right. So I have for the topics of study for the subcommittee, I have the question of should the state continue with motor vehicle inspections? If so, how often should the motor vehicle inspections be? And then also to look at the fee structure, if the state is to continue with the motor vehicle inspections, and any other issues related to motor vehicle inspections that may arise through that conversation. Does that seem correct?
That's exactly correct with what my notes. So, and that's the motion. Discussion. Further add-ons, Representative Perry?
Do we need anything in there on report back or carry over at that point, or anything like that at this point?
I think not at this point, but we will tell the subcommittee, please report back in 3 weeks, in a 3-week time. And if they have a problem with that, they can come back and talk to us. Representative Perkins.
Sir, just a suggestion. We rely on Lieutenant Scott an awful lot. I wonder, and I'm not, all these people on this committee are good people. I wonder if, as an outsider, if we could ask him to serve on this committee and give her expert knowledge on this.
Let me offer a response to that, Representative Perkins. I think the subcommittee can bring in anybody they would like to advise and provide information. But if we get beyond the membership of this committee, then we're going to fall into another whole range, which might not want to do that. But the subcommittee can bring in anybody they want, including Lieutenant Scott, which I'm sure they will, and others to provide information. If that's a good answer. All right, thank you. Representative Danny Martin.
Yeah, no, thank you. I was just going to echo that. I think that's a brilliant idea. They can also task into their legislative aides and the presiding officer staff if they need to, but including a member of the executive as a voting member probably would not be appropriate.
Exactly. Thank you for that. Representative White, Bruce White.
Yeah, and so my understanding, or just to clarify, so we'll be hearing from Sam. He'll initiate like a meeting date or something. We know how complicated that can be at times, so I think we just have to rely on him, and he picks a date, and hopefully most of us can make it, but you know, go from there.
Yep, he'll work that. He's really good at that. He brought a lot of people together last year on the Blue Ribbon, so he can do that. Yes, Sam, you had a comment.
I just wanted to clarify. So I think what I'll do if you go forward with this is I'll follow up with everybody who's volunteered to be on the subcommittee today. You'll get an email saying, just summarizing the topics that you're going to be looking at. I'm going to give you some options for dates for the first meeting. And I'm going to ask you if there's anyone you'd like me to invite to the meeting. And then we'll just take it from there. And I'll pick the date that works the best for most people. Does that sound good to everybody as like a process for this?
My suggestion was maybe an hour before committee. I don't know if that works for everybody, but something around our committee time when we're all coming in for committee anyway, that we try to schedule time then. But that's just a thought.
Well, that's a good thought, because everybody's planning on that anyway at 1, so that gives you a lead in. Other comments? Seeing none. Darlene, the motion is made, it's been read, it's been seconded, so you can do the vote.
He's muted.
All right, Senator Diamond.
Yes.
Not even following my own directions. Representative Danny Martin.
Yes.
Representative Perry.
Yes.
Representative Williams.
Yes.
Representative Dustin White. Lost him.
Wait,
Senator
nope,
Chipman.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Yes.
Senator Chipman.
Yes.
Senator Farren.
Yes.
Representative Perkins.
Yes.
Representative Bryant.
Yes.
Representative Bruce White.
Yes.
Representative Tom Martin.
Yes.
Representative O'Connell.
Yes.
And Representative Seabrook.
Yes.
Motion prevails, a unanimous vote. So we will have, the subcommittee will then proceed as Sam has suggested. He will get in touch with everybody and set your first meeting up when it's good for everyone. So I think this is really an excellent way to handle this. Thank you, everybody, for your ideas and your thoughts and your willingness to volunteer. I think this is probably very timely. It's time that we put some good study into this issue. And I think the people who put their bills in did so in a sincere manner and was hoping to get some answers. If not their bill passed, certainly find out what this subject, what the whole issue looks like. And I think that's where we're going to go with it. Thanks to everybody for that. Other comments? Chair Martin, do you have something, anything else you want to add?
Just a housekeeping issue, Mr. Chair. You might want to mention the schedule for next week, since Tuesday we'll all be in Augusta. So there clearly we're going to have to reschedule some items.
Yes, indeed. And if somebody wants to hum a song, I'll get a piece of paper to show.
Humana.
Good job.
Yes, okay, next week, which will be well, we got this week, of course, on Thursday, we have our public hearing on the highway budget. Next week on the 30th, which is a usual day we would meet, we'll be in session, probably the 30th and 31st, as we all know. But then on the 1st, we have our work session on the Turnpike. And what we've done, because we can't, we've moved to the 6th of April, the public hearings on the bill that conflicted with us on the 30th.
Right.
As you remember, Tuesday, we had 5 bills scheduled. And what we've done is we've moved those to the following Tuesday, which will be April 6th. And then on the 8th, we'll have public hearings again on 5 other bills, sorry. But the big change is the public hearings already had been scheduled for the 30th. They are now moved to April 6th.
And I believe, Mr. Chair, also on the first, we have two confirmation hearings.
That's right. 2 confirmation hearings that the governor has sent. So we'll be doing those as well. So actually 2 confirmation hearings and the work session on the Turnpike Authority. So that's the change that you'll see in terms of our schedule because of the session, the legislative session. So that's how we'll deal with it. Now, Representative Perry.
As I figure with the 30th and 31st next week, how does that affect our highway fund budget if it's a general fund majority budget? And how does that affect us coming back into special session? Because they will have to sign or die. And how does that all work?
Well,
I could ask you, Senator Diamond, you would have the knowledge on that.
Well, what's going to happen is, and we talked to the commissioner about this. What's going to happen is we're going to proceed as usual and as scheduled with our budget. We're going to hold a public hearing, and then we'll hold whatever number of work sessions we need, which will probably take us well into April. And then when we come to a point where the committee is ready to vote, we'll do that. But this change in procedure will not impact how we address the budget, nor will it address how we hold work sessions on the budget.
Except we'll be out of session.
Well, we'll be called back in a special session if that follows through. And so it'll be the only difference will be special session. It really won't impact how we deal with the budget or our need to spend time on the budget. Yes, a good question though. Thanks, Representative Perry. Representative Martin, Danny Martin.
I like Representative Perry's questions when you know it's full well the answer. Hopefully, Representative Perry will have an emergency budget, so we wouldn't have to adjourn, sign, or die.
Other questions? But rest assured that I mean, as I said to the commissioner, we consider this our budget different from the general fund. It's always been a non-partisan kind of a budget, and we've been able to treat it that way. And my intention is to treat it that way from this point on, as we always have, and make sure it gets all the attention that it needs, whether we're working in a special session or in a regular session. Any comments from anybody else or any questions? Thanks again for your work on this. Did a great job. And again, a special thanks to the 7 people. I'm a little taken aback by that. I'm really impressed that we have that kind of interest. So thank you for all of that. And we'll see you on Thursday.
Oh, just a reminder to everybody
Yes.
that you're going to be getting an email from Casey Milligan, because I'm going to report LD 311 out. So please respond to her that you approve on how you voted so we can get it out of committee.
Yes, please do that.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Okay, we'll see you on Thursday. And thanks again, everybody. Well done today.
Thank you. See ya.
Take care, everybody.
You too.